This is your First Alert Weather Breakdown, a deep dive into how weather works with meteorologist Evan Thomason.
All right, good morning to you. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Evan Thomason. Well, you don't see me yet, but you see a better looking picture. Window World Sky Camera in Texarkana. Wow, nothing but blue skies, sunshine, and I'm looking around for a cloud in the sky, but I don't see one. Nope, I don't see one really at all on our camera here for the moment, but could have some clouds rolling in for the next couple days. Overall today, though, mostly sunny and no chance of any wet weather. Hello, hope you're doing well. It's a beautiful day out. Nothing else could go wrong, right? Well, we got hot heat and temperatures to worry about here for this afternoon, and this is something I'm going to be talking about for the rest of the day in this podcast, the water bottle. You're going to need it on out the door here for today. All right, I'm meteorologist Evan Thompson. Hope you're having a fantastic day out for today on your Thursday. Just 2 more days left in the work week. Hi, I got a haircut yesterday. Feels nice, feels slim. This is much needed. I feel like every time I get a haircut, it always takes a weight off my shoulders, especially weight off of how much heat my hair absorbs. I don't need more shade. I need less shade on top of here. So, unfortunately, our temperatures will not be cutting down. They're doing the opposite of that, actually. Man, I've realized between that and wearing my fall tie on, I think it was Tuesday, I wore my fall tie. Between those two decisions, I kind of left people, I guess, deceived a little bit. But, yeah, feels nice to... Feels nice to trim down a little bit, and I always feel like every time I get a haircut again, it's like 5 to 10 pounds weighted off my head, which is so good, especially with how hot it is outside. We'll get to that in just a moment. All right, so first alert weather breakdown. Whoops, that is the wrong thing. Guess what? That is the right thing. There we go. I put up the wrong list for a second, but here we go. This is the list here for the day today. We are talking more about the sunshine, more about the heat. We'll also have the answer for when the rain is coming back. It is coming back in that 7-day forecast. We'll get to that in just a little while, along with a look at the tropics in there. And tropics are getting a little more concerning, especially for the Arclitex heading into next week. Yeah, even though we are nice and sunny here for the next couple of days, there's still a lot to talk about with things acting up next work week. All right, on top of that, we're going to look into a regional forecast. We'll look around the region. We'll look out towards Dallas, towards New Orleans, east into Jackson, or north up towards Little Rock. We've got a regional forecast for you guys in store if you happen to be traveling along for the weekend. I know it's going to be sunny here, but guess what? Who knows if it's going to be sunny everywhere around here. Lastly, we'll have a preview of Friday's episode. Friday is also High School Football Friday. We got a sports forecast for you tomorrow on top of high school sports, and looking forward to the forecast for that tomorrow morning. We'll also look forward to some previews of some college and NFL games, local college and NFL games, and get the forecast for those coming up on the Friday episode. Today is sadly not Friday, though. Thursday, I feel like, is sometimes the forgotten day of the week. At least it is for me on the schedule. It's like that day where, like, oh, I gotta keep going, take another drink of the coffee. There's water in here, by the way, but not that it mattered. But, yeah, take another drink of the coffee and then push through to Friday. Friday, I have that energy to get through one final day. Thursday, it's just not there, and I'm still chugging along through. Anyways, all right, let's get to the forecast, shall we? All right, heading on out the door. You're looking at your window sky camera really quick before we get to the main story on for the day today, and that is the high temperatures. The sunshine's remaining the same here from yesterday, but the temperatures are certainly changing. And as we pack in more sunshine, more heat, we're getting hotter temperatures for the 3rd straight day as well. In fact, that we've increased the temperatures. Remember to begin this week on Monday, we had highs only in the low to mid 80s. We've increased those by now a solid 10 degrees, and the humidity is still there as well. 95 in for Texarkana today, 93 for Shreveport. We got 93 for Natchitoches, 94 for Nacogdoches. You get the picture. Highs around pretty much in the mid 90s here for today. That does not include the feels like temperature and humidity. Keep that in mind. high pressure system, that's right on top of us here for the day today. And yeah, that's going to be dominating over the next several days. So this is a nice high pressure heat dome. It's giving us both sunshine and hot temperatures in for not just today, but at least through Friday, if not through the weekend as well. Yeah, so it's going to be toasty for quite some time, baking underneath the sun. Overall, it's all the ingredients put together for Arclitect summer in middle to late July. Middle to late September. We wouldn't be surprised if it was July in summer. Anyways, September sunshine, September heat, still looming large. I'm not making any sense. Anyways, you get the point. It's summer in the Arclitects in September. There we go. I need more coffee. Anyways, future track. And for the rest of today, I mean, this tracks on to not just the rain, so to speak, but this also tracks on the cloud cover. We can see some late tonight, but that's after a mostly sunny rest of the day today. Tomorrow, maybe a little more cloud cover. I'm a little more optimistic about this cloud cover coming through for tomorrow because I know it's going to be hot, but at least we'll have some breaks of some shade. I mean, you looked at our Texarkana camera. There is no shade to speak of. So it's going to make a big difference, and maybe for Saturday as well, we'll have some rounds of some shade happening here for at least the first half of the weekend. Second half, maybe not so much into Sunday. Here's your weekend. It's 94 and 93 in for both days. Again, it is hot and toasty at least for the next 4 consecutive days. Hang in there. Sunshine and the hot temperatures are going to roll on at least all the way through your Sunday, along with the humidity. It's going to be feeling like summer here for quite some time. I know I feel like I'm sometimes getting the same message out there, yes, but that's the thing, is our weather is staying stuck. Things start to change a little more, especially with rain coming in here for next week. All right, first alert, eye on the tropics. This is definitely something to talk about. Speaking of next week, 40% chance of an area of interest in the Gulf of Mexico and the Western Caribbean. I know there's 2 areas of interest also in the Atlantic Ocean. Both of those have little chances of forming, number 1. And number 2, if they somehow do form, not expected to run into the Gulf of Mexico, either one of them. Our main eyes are on that 40% chance of an area of interest here in the Gulf of Mexico and the western edge of the Caribbean. Most of the weather models are hinting at that forming sometime between Wednesday and Thursday of next week. So, still, again, plenty of time to see how exactly this forms, if it does form. But a lot of long-range models are in agreement that something will form. That's what we know. Once it forms, what we don't know is how strong it's going to get. A lot of them have guesses at what happens, but they're not in agreement. The models aren't in agreement with how strong it's going to get, and certainly they're not in agreement with how where it's going to go. It could go anywhere. All they know is something in the Gulf next week. Plain and simple. You have any questions? You can write to us on YouTube. Kind of a tag for that. I'll talk about that in just a moment. But let's get into the 7-day forecast here locally. So not only do we have something forming in the Gulf in the middle of next week, but we're going to welcome in rain back into the forecast here locally across the Arclitect. So again, next 4 days, it's hot, it's sunny, and it's dry with lots of humidity. And we're going to be hanging on to summer at least all the way into Sunday. Things start to change heading into the beginning of next week. Now, you notice another dry day, yes, in store for your Monday, but at least temperatures start to cool on down just a little bit, down to 90 on Monday. And highs get down to the mid-80s here for the middle of next week. And then the long-term forecasts show 80s wrapping up excuse me, next work week as well. And that's all thanks to continued rain showers. Rain showers possible for your Tuesday and Wednesday. That could even continue potentially into Thursday and Friday. I'm not as much sold as rain happening at the end of next week, but something that's separate from the tropics. Keep in mind that. This is something that's completely separate from what's happening in the tropics right now. We're looking at getting rain back sometime around Tuesday to Wednesday of next week. All right, that's your local forecast here for today. Coming up, we'll have a regional tropical forecast for you in store. Before I go, real quick for a break, to go then to the regional tropical forecast, just wanted to hint at our YouTube stream. Again, it's a little new, it's a little fresh. It's been going on for about a week and a half now. I'll stop probably at the end of this week, hyping up YouTube. But again, the greatness of YouTube is you can type us a comment, write us a question, and I can answer that for you live on this podcast. Yeah, pretty cool. Because usually in the past, if you're just watching on KSLA.com or on our live stream, you're just watching, but you can't really say anything to me via those platforms. On YouTube, you can type something into me, you can give me feedback, you can give me a question, you can give me a topic that you want me to talk about in a future episode. Just let me know. Anyways, I do see a comment already, by the way, on YouTube. I have not forgotten about you. I will answer that. I'm going to try to answer all YouTube comments and questions, those kind of things, mainly in the last block of this episode. Stick around. But up next, we're going to talk about the regional tropical forecast. No, regional travel forecast. There we go. We'll talk about that up next. Stick around. All right, welcome back to the First Alert Weather Breakdown, KSLA News 12. Again, thank you guys so much for watching any portion of this. It's Thursday. We're getting there. Cheers to you. And you're going to need to make cheers to me because you're going to need the water. It's going to be toasty around here. It's also going to be toasty regionally. Anywhere you go. Dallas, Little Rock, Jackson, New Orleans. The regional forecast is up right now. Let's get straight into it. Here across the region. One of my favorite things to do on any given weekend is to travel. Explore! There's a whole United States out there, and a whole world as well, but I'm just saying United States as well because it's cheaper, and no passports, usually no flights, that kind of thing. Anyways, let's go into it. So high pressure, that's right on top of us here for the Arklatex, right on top of us here for today. But you can see how much of an area impact it's really causing. What I mean by that is it's also providing areas like Dallas, New Orleans, and areas out to our east also with pretty blue skies and sunshine. All the wet weather and severe weather here for today is way out to our north and a little bit out to our east as well on the east coast currently. And it's going to continue to stay that way. The reason we're staying dry here for the next 5 days is because that high pressure system is pretty much staying on top of us here. So we're going to head into the regional future track here in just a second, but I mean, it is very, very quiet. And again, it's not just for one specific area, it's in for the majority of the region. So for the future track, I'm actually going to hide myself here so you can see the full regional outlook here. Heading into the rest of this afternoon, maybe a spotty shower on the coastline of Texas, but overall it is dry here, at least for the rest of today. Again, all the wet weather is traveling way off to our north here for the most part for the rest of this week. Friday, still nice, dry, and sunny. Nothing close to the Arklatex whatsoever. Then we head into Saturday and see a little more wet weather potentially coming on in here into northern Texas, that is, but at least heading into the first half of the weekend, everything regionally close to us, such as Dallas, New Orleans, Jackson, still all staying dry. That system out that's hitting northern Texas, though, is going to be an important system to watch, though, as it heads into Sunday. It goes off to our north, but there's going to be a tail end that really forms in areas of Oklahoma late on Sunday. So first of all, for the weekend itself, if you're traveling anywhere, Dallas, New Orleans, again, Jackson, Little Rock, anywhere close to around here, looks like your conditions will be dry, unless you're going way up north, say Missouri, Oklahoma, maybe a chance of wet weather late on Sunday night. But again, our forecast here locally in the Arklatex changes next work week, and the same thing happens for areas regionally as well. Once we get into mainly Tuesday, we're welcoming in back the wet weather across especially eastern Texas out towards Dallas, a little bit of Houston as well. It's going to move into Shreveport here by probably late Tuesday into Wednesday and carry on into the rest of the region as the work week goes along. So looks like we're getting a wet work week here heading into next week for most of our surrounding areas, including us. But at least for the weekend, we're staying pretty dry. Let's look at the current conditions across many areas. We got 85 in for New Orleans, 80s all around, and lots of sunshine. So we're going to share the same conditions here for the most part all the way for today and over the next couple of days. For today, high temperatures, boy, if you're going out to Dallas, 99 degrees. That's where the real Texas summer heat's still looming large. Meanwhile, our coolest spot of the region seems to be out towards Jackson. Highs only in the upper 80s out towards there in for your Thursday afternoon. Then heading into Friday, you're traveling out tomorrow, temperatures seem to increase, at least locally for the Arklatex. You see that a little bit with Monroe up to 94. Dallas still has a high of 99. And it's still going to be hot along the coastline. 92 for New Orleans, 95 in Houston. Lastly, here's the highs heading into your Saturday. It's going to be pretty close to Sunday as well. You see the high temperatures not really changing too much, still highs in the 90s with lots of mostly sunny skies. Man. So it's going to be a great weekend to travel out, get out, enjoy whatever you can, outside especially. But just keep in mind, it is going to be summer. It is certainly going to be summer, not just in the Arklatex, but around the entire region, wherever you're going, unless you were flying somewhere way a ways from here. All right, so is your weekend travel forecast here. If you have any questions, again, YouTube is the perfect outlet. In fact, I will answer YouTube comments when we get back from the break, and also look at a preview for tomorrow's forecast. All that and more is coming up after one last break. Stick around with us. And welcome back to KSLA News 12 First Alert Weather Breakdown. And if you're watching on YouTube, always feel free to leave a comment, leave a question, whatever you guys want to do. It's a podcast. Podcasts are always fun because I always like to hear feedback from you guys. And on top of that, it's a lot more relaxed. I've just a little more time to talk rather than just the 3 minutes you see us on your TV, on your show. I mean, I still might be on your TV, but on the shows themselves, I'm very limited into it, compacted into a certain time frame to be able to speak, so to speak. All right, so let's get into the YouTube comment. I've had one YouTube comment here today. It's Willie, from Willie. First of all, thank you for giving us a comment, Willie. I really appreciate it very much. This was stated in the first block when I was talking about a preview of the towns. I could tell it was about the preview of the towns because he mentions, I can't wait to get back over there. Excuse me, let me quote him exactly. I can't wait to get back over that way next year. The smiley face. I'm glad. I don't know where you're going. I was talking about all of the towns like in a row. I was thinking about this literally before the break. I was like, what exactly what he's talking about? What does he mean by that way? Willie, if you're still there, if you could answer that way, that would be great. Clarify my mystery, or we can just leave it as a mystery. Wherever you're traveling, Dallas, New Orleans, Jackson, Little Rock, wherever you happen to be going. I've been to all those places. Pretty good. They're going to be pretty good here again for this weekend. Again, sunshine for the Architects, sunshine for everybody around us pretty much all the way today and through the weekend. Just keep in mind, it's going to be hot, it's going to be humid. It's going to feel like summer, even though it is late to mid-September. We're close to a month away from Halloween. Oh boy. We're also keeping a first alert eye on the tropics here next week. Again, there's something brewing in the Gulf. Who knows? Well, the next week's tropical segment, I will say, it's going to get a little more interesting here with whatever the heck is going to form in the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah. All right. So, if you have a topic, email us, weatherbreakdown@ksla.com. You can also message us on Facebook. Message me on Facebook. I'm meteorologist Evan Thomason. You can just type in meteorologist Evan Thomason, and it should pop up on Facebook for you, and you can just send me a message that way. So yeah, that's how that works. You can also write something down on YouTube currently, right now, or whenever we're on, as well. Just whatever, any ideas you got. I would love to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, weather-wise, that is, for the most part. So, yeah. Join us every single weekday, though. We do this every day, except for Saturdays and Sundays. So tomorrow's Friday. We still do have one more episode here for tomorrow. It's all about sports. We're going to prep up the weekend for you guys. Again, except instead of doing travel, we're going to do a forecast for specific games happening. We got the game of the week for high school football between Bird and Evangel here for overtime for KSLA News 12. We also have NSU, LA Tech, and Grambling. I believe all three of those teams are playing at home this weekend. I think all the three of those teams were on the road last weekend, so welcome back home. You're going to have a hot one, I know that for sure, but we'll get into that forecast again here for tomorrow. We'll also go over the NFL teams. Dallas is playing at home, and so is New Orleans. So, last week's game between the Saints and Cowboys, oh man. Well, interesting to see what happens out of those weeks, but we'll look at the forecast for those games heading into your Sunday coming up a little later. Again, that's tomorrow's episode. Get into that too much. I see YouTube. No other comments for now. I'm going to go ahead and end this. You have a great rest of your day. Happy Thursday. Again, just 2 days left to look forward to, or for the work week, that is. 2 more days to get through. At least you'll have sunshine. Again, no rain to worry about anytime soon. That's great. You're welcome. But just got to deal with the heat and humidity. And, oh, man. Thankfully, I don't have anything outdoors to do, so to speak, like any yard work or anything like that. So, thankful for that. But for those of you that do, I do not envy you. I'm so sorry. Yes, so you have a great rest of your day. Cheers to you. Drink plenty of water. Keep yourself cool. Kind of the same. Get yourself back into the summer lingo, okay? All right? Just for the next 4 to 5 days, hang in there, okay? We'll have another forecast coming up again tomorrow on KSLA News 12 First Alert Weather Breakdown. As for today, you have a great rest of your Thursday. And I'll see you tomorrow at 10:30. See you guys later.